All right, y'all, we got some news. It's nothing crazy. I just came across this really big Variety article where Elizabeth Olsen and Kevin Feige are talking about Wanda, the queen of reality, the most powerful, and you can be mad about it, the most powerful Avenger, the most powerful character that we see in MCU. Let's talk about it. Okay, so like I said, Variety did this whole article. Well, it's their like power of woman issue, right? So it says here, Elizabeth Olsen is one of the creative leaders honored for Variety's 2022 Power of Woman issue presented by Lifetime. And here she is, of course, looking all snazzy. I love the shoot. But let's get into the article, okay? And the article is really long, really big. It talks a lot about Elizabeth Olsen and her career and her life. So we're going to skip around to the parts about Wanda. We're gonna skip around to the parts about Wanda and MCU and all that stuff, okay? So here we go. It was Elizabeth all along, how she struck Marvel magic and cemented Wanda as the MCU's most powerful character. When audiences last saw Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff in Disney's May box office juggernaut Doctor Strange, blah, 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 it certainly looked like Olsen's time in the cinematic universe was over, I guess, to some people, but you know, if you know the MCU, child, you already know what's up. You know what's up. Like, first of all, she gonna make them so much goddamn money. Elizabeth Olsen gonna make them so much fucking money. She already has, but she gonna make them so much money. How you outshine the main character of the movie that you're in? Like, how you outshine Doctor Strange? You know, because you're Wanda. You're that girl. You're that girl, right? So anyway, definitively, actually, an entire castle collapsed on Wanda, a building brought down by her own powerful magic after she sacrificed herself to destroy the Darkhold, the evil book that had corrupted her, turning her into an nearly unbeatable villain for most of the movie. For Olsen, 33, who saw her profile skyrocket as Wanda in 6 Marvel movies, starting with a mid-credits cameo in 2014's Captain America, blah, 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 blah. The character's heel turn into darkness took some adjustment. Well, this is quite a leap from the woman that I've been playing, she remembers thinking after learning she was going to go malevolent in Doctor Strange, but she got into it. Of course she did. She got into it. She got into her gig. She got into her wig. She did. But she got into it. At least in my experience, it's been hard as a woman to express rage. Olsen says it's one of the most amazing feelings because it's so specific. You can know exactly why you're angry. Yes. She said, I am a mother. I'm not a monster. Get into that. And she was right about it. And the rest of the people who thought that they could go against the Scarlet Witch were simply incorrect. Next time, step your powers up. In her years in the MCU, Olsen's Wanda has lost her parents. Let's talk about it. Let's actually talk about it since y'all are so pressed. It's just like, and then on top of that, you have the influence of the Darkhold. She's a traumatized woman. She is a mother. She's not a monster, honey. I am making excuses for Wanda because that's what Wanda stands do. Stay out my lane if you can't handle the reality warping power. In her recent years in the MCU, Olsen's Wanda has lost her parents, her brother, her husband, and her 2 sons, all of whom exist somewhere in the multiverse. She's got a lot to be angry about. According to Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, Olsen's skills are why Wanda's arc has been so complex. He just calls her an outstanding actor. Let's skip a little bit. But what she has created as a woman within the MCU is significant. She's become one of the franchise's most popular characters and a dynamic international star, so much so that not only did WandaVision launch Marvel's overall Phase 4, but she found herself as Benedict Cumberbatch's main antagonist in Multiverse of Madness, and she did a good goddamn job, period. A movie she'd signed up for thinking it was going to be just like a regular ass MCU movie, and she would be one of many in a larger group of heroes and stuff. Marvel famously keeps secrets even from its own main players, and the surprise about the size of her role and about Wanda being the movie's big bad was revealed to Olsen in a meeting with Sam Feige and screenwriter Michael Waldron. I called my team and I was like, you guys, I'm the lead villain in this film. I didn't know that's what we were doing, but that's what's happening. Yes, and it was an amazing choice. And I would watch it again and again. And I do watch it again and again and again. The combination of WandaVision and Mom meant that she played Wanda from September to Feige was just talking about how she's great, she's funny, she's touching, she's scary, she's creepy, she's charismatic, blah, blah, blah. Let's skip a bunch because I think this part here is very important. Even in a groggy state, though, she manages to speak enthusiastically about her work. She also mentions a movie she's about to begin filming, but won't name. The director doesn't want to make an announcement about it, so it's just ... Now, I don't know, girl. She's about to start filming something. Does that mean, and I know that this is not the only thing that Elizabeth Olsen does, I understand that, but does that mean that is it giving the Scarlet Witch movie? Is that what we're getting? Is she filming for another show in MCU? Like, what's going, she just said a movie, but if it's a movie, it's the movie. I really give a Scarlet Witch movie, and it needs to be good because Mom was good. Multiverse of Madness was cute, especially for like a Marvel film, sweetie. It was cute. So you gotta build on top of that. Don't give me no bullshit now. Don't give me no bullshit. Okay, let's skip around. Yet those years of Olsen having a more passive approach may be why she's almost incredulous when I tell her Feige had mentioned that she had done 6 Marvel movies. So she counts them off on her fingers, realizing that he's right, of course. That's weird, she says. That's like half of the job credits I have. That's why I don't have as many credits, because they're long jobs. I thought this part was interesting because of that whole, you remember that one time Gwyneth Paltrow was asked like which movie she was in, like she didn't know which MCU movie she was in. So I just think it's so funny that they either work so much that they don't realize, or that Marvel keeps them in so much of the dark that the way that the actors and actresses film their scenes and stuff, it may be hard to tell if they're filming for an end credit scene, or if they're filming for an actual movie, or if they're filming for just a little cute little cameo moment. Of course, obviously, if they get the script, they'll know what the tea is, like they'll know. But I feel like the way that sometimes they film shit is very like interesting, and meant to throw people off on purpose. I don't know. Either way, Olsen is curious about what Feige said about Wanda's future. It's good for me to know how he communicates about it, she says, because I really genuinely feel like my job is to keep my mouth shut until he makes an announcement of any kind. I feel like if you even think about giving away a spoiler, Kevin Feige activates, you know how they like energize in Star Trek? That's what happens, and he like literally teleports right in front of your fucking door. Like, I really feel like Kevin Feige turns into Nightcrawler, like he has teleportation powers, and he will literally zap himself right in front of your face if you even think about giving anything away. There are a lot of fan theories about what could happen if Olsen were to clock any more time in the MCU. Listen, she could star in a standalone Scarlet Witch movie, which there are already rumors that shit is definitely happening. She could join an upcoming Avengers movie, which I hope that I just don't see no reason why she wouldn't, unless she's busy off doing somewhere and they do not need her superpowers for the fucking plot. They don't need her to come and solve the problem in 5 seconds, you know what I mean? She could appear in Agatha Coven of Chaos. I can't wait for Agatha! I can't wait for that show. Oh my God. Catherine is just, she ate that shit up from the first moment she walked on the fucking screen. We just love talent. I'm sorry. Around here, on this channel, we love talent. Okay, fan favorite WandaVision character, blah, 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 or even help to launch whatever Marvel's future X-Men plans are. And honestly, I need to be more well-versed on like the comics and stuff and what happens to her in the comics. I know like major things, right? So that I can already think of some huge things that they can pull from. Especially talking about X-Men, like we need to, please do it right. Oh my God, please do it right. Please do it. I just do not want them to fuck up Fantastic Four or the X-Men. Like y'all have to do that shit right. Feige, for his part, isn't really ready to make anything official, but it certainly doesn't sound like he's done with Wanda or Olsen. She's incredibly humble, incredibly down to earth, and yet when those cameras roll, it's a force of nature. And what about Wanda? Kevin Feige says there really is so much more to explore. We still haven't touched on many of her core storylines from the comics, right? Asked about that building that appeared to crush her, Feige affects a blasé tone. I don't know that we saw her under the rubble, he says, in upspeak. I saw a tower coming down and a little red flash. I don't know what that means. This is Kevin Feige, the decision maker for the MCU, sending a clear signal to Wanda Maximoff stands. They never found the body. Who did the body? They never found the body, as the saying goes. He was just talking about how he would love to work with Lizzie for the next 100 years. Even when told that information, Olsen still takes the tried and true path of, as she put it, keeping her mouth shut. When asked her thoughts about playing Wanda again, other than to note she'd like to see some sort of redemption for the character after the bloodbath she perpetrated in Multiverse of Madness. I really don't know my future, she says. There's nothing that has been agreed on. Changing the subject abruptly, she then looks down at the remains of her trout almondine. Child, what is that? God, look at that. Just butter. So she was just like, girl, you are not gonna get me fired. You are not finna get my contract fucked up. Talking to y'all girls, let's talk about this butter. Let's talk about this meal. But it's pretty obvious. Like, I mean, if you're not a regular ass, just casual watcher of the MCU, you already know that just because a building is brought down on a reality warper, like, come on now. And then on top of that, we saw a red flash. Like, we already knew that she wasn't dead. And like I said before, even just from a business standpoint, you already, like, you're not trying to let go of your moneymaker. Scarlet Witch gonna make them girls some money, and she has, like I said. So it's just like, we already knew that, but to hear it coming from Kevin Feige and to hear Elizabeth Olsen talking about that shit, I can't wait. When's the next time y'all want to see Miss Mamas? I want to see her right now, honestly. I want to see Elizabeth right now. I want to see Wanda right now. If we are getting a Scarlet Witch movie, I just do not see it happening before 2024. Like, I just don't. You know, maybe early 2024 or something. I think even late 2023 would be pushing it. But, you know, just the way they treat their VFX artists, child, you never know, child. And that's a whole nother video, child. But yeah, I don't know. It's given 2024, but I would like to see her pop up in Agatha's Coven of Chaos or whatever. I don't know when that one is coming out specifically, but I would love to see her pop up then. And I need to see her in all the Avengers movies. Like, that's it. Wanda is that girl. Y'all can be mad about it. She is queen of reality. I already told y'all. So if you have a problem with the way that her powers work, take it up with reality. Why is it so easy for her to change it? That's not her fault. Step y'all weak ass face powers up, bitch. They could never. Okay. Anyway, let me stop. On that note, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and I will hit y'all up later. Make sure that you're going over to patreon.com/AvatarAdrian, because there are a lot of goodies over there for you. From behind the scenes content to accessing my super unfiltered thoughts to helping me choose the types of videos that I make. Also, there is a tier that gives you access to my private Discord server, the official private Discord server for Avatar Adrian, where all the patrons who signed up for that can hang out, we can talk. You also get weekly shout outs with the last Patreon tier, the highest Patreon tier, as well as other perks. So get into it.